Hey everybody, this week we jumped into chapter 9, which was about copyright and fair use. One of the questions for this discussion was, after reviewing the copyright and fair use websites, which areas surprised you the most as breaking copyright laws or not meeting the fair use criteria? So the case I looked into on the websites was the Bell versus Kiffin case of 2024. It was a fairly recent one, which is why I was interested in looking into it. So in this case, Dr. Keith Bell, who is the author of the motivational books for athletes titled Winning Isn't Normal, and he holds a separate copyright in an excerpt from the book known as the Win Passage, which is kind of where all of this starts to come to a head. So because of that, Lane Kiffin, who is the head football coach at Mississippi University, he posted a photocopy on his Twitter of the Win Passage, which was posted on his personal Twitter page. Kiffin tagged the university in the post, but did not comment on the Win Passage, didn't give credit to Bell, none of that. So Bell saw this and he sued him for copyright infringement. In the case, fair use was found. So I thought that was interesting and a fairly recent one that some of you might know the names of some of the people that were involved in it. It just goes to show that as educators, you really have to be mindful about not only what you're showing in the classroom, but what you're posting on your personal page, making sure you're not breaking any copyright or fair use laws. The next question was asking if we had an example of a time where educators in our life or in our school system, in our school journey, may have broken copyright laws. It's been a while since I've been in high school. I graduated from high school in 2015. But I can remember a teacher always showing us a recording of the 9/11 attacks in one of our history classes. This violates copyright laws because Congress holds that recording and it can only be shown for 10 days afterwards. So he had this recording on a DVR recording, and he would show it in class, which technically violates copyright laws because it was more than 10 days after that had been streamed. The next thing we had to do was take the copyright quiz. On the quiz, I scored a 73%, which is not as great as I would have liked to do. A question that surprised me was the question about the professor who copied an extensive software program for every student to use. The question was true or false and stated that the university was taken to court and lost. I marked the answer as true, but the answer was false because this school was a state school and the court ruled the state could not be sued unless it consented. So it was just interesting to me because the program was downloaded on one computer but was being used for multiple students to use. So that's where I thought it would break copyright laws, because one copy was downloaded but multiple people were using it. So that's kind of where I got a little confused on that question. But other than that, I think the quiz was really helpful in just helping me realize things that I am unaware of and things that I need to gain more knowledge on before I go into a classroom setting about copyright and fair use laws. So I found it to be really interesting. But thanks for listening, guys, and we will see you next week as we dive into chapter 10.